Hey everyone, it's Kai here. This is my official 3-month video, 3 months on testosterone. Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot has happened in terms of like physical changes, I don't think. I'm trying to grow my eyebrows out, which is like a little bit difficult because I normally like to keep them like trimmed, but I haven't like been passing really at all, even though the people close to me are like, oh, you look a lot more masculine, things like that. But in public, I still, yeah, I'm pretty well consistently gendered as female, which is fine, but it's a weird thing, you know, like apparently eyebrows are one of those things that can change. My voice has dropped a little bit more, I think. In the past couple of weeks, I've started getting pretty intense voice cracks when I'm just talking. So I try to talk pretty monotone so that I don't have that happen, which is kind of funny. And then if I get excited or anything like that, it's guaranteed to crack for sure. My chest tissue is a little bit different, like it's not as firm, so I might need to invest in some tighter binders before top surgery, just to kind of help with that, because my regular binders aren't fitting as well. I haven't been going to the gym, been pretty busy, and I would like to get back to doing that, building up muscles and stuff. It's just life got a little bit hectic there for a bit. We had a massive hurricane, and then sort of like out of power, and then I went to another province for a couple of weddings for a couple of weeks, and yeah, now I'm back home. But I thought maybe I'd take this video and talk a little bit about dysphoria, because that has been intense, especially in new environments where people don't know me as well, didn't know me before, things like that. Maybe talk a little bit about like the weirdness that is gendered washrooms, and also top surgery update. So I got approved for top surgery by the province, which is awesome. So that's going to be completely covered by the province, and plus like it includes a support person to come along with me, which I'm feeling kind of funny about that. I'm not really great at being super vulnerable most of the time, especially in states where I'm incapacitated and can't do things for myself. I don't usually do well with that. So I have like a lot of, I guess not a lot, but like a fair amount of anxiety surrounding all of that. So the top surgery and when I'm gonna go, like I don't have my dates or anything like that, but my coverage is good for 2 years. And so I may like extend that a little bit. As much as I want to get the top surgery and stuff too, I need to think about logistics in terms of like work and school, and I work at a physically, like I am in a physically intense trade. There's lots of heavy lifting, there's lots of movement, there's like, you know, it's not like I'm sitting at a desk or something. So there's a lot of people who could go back to work in 2 weeks if they're at like a desk job after having surgery. But for my type of job, it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 months, and if I don't take that time off, then I could injure myself further or prevent the healing process from going the way it's supposed to. So these are all things that I need to think about, because I'm going to need to take time off, and I know that I'm going to need at least 2 weeks off from school and get really tired for a while afterwards. And then my support person is going to need to take a week off work and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking I might like plan it to be pretty far out, like even, September of 2023, or like end of August of 2023, or even like December, January, February of 2024. Might actually end up being the best option for me, which feels so far away, but at the same time, it gives me like a good amount of time to plan for that and to take the time off and not be in school, and I think that would work for my support as well, because they won't be in school at the time, and gives their employer a lot of notice and stuff like that. So all things to think about, but I'm probably gonna be looking at like at least a year out, unless it's like super soon. Like we have to get you in for January, and you'd be like, okay, January, February, March, cool. My work usually starts up in May, like beginning of May, for landscaping. And if I have 2 to 3 months, and then I'd be like, yeah, I can't really lift things, like I can like weed and rake and stuff like that, but I can't lift heavy things for a while, or just looking at getting a different job for the summer, once I'm out of school. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. So I got that letter, and then I have to have a consult, and I'm not really sure how all of that works, but I'll be talking to my endocrinologist in the end of November, and if I haven't found out anything by then I'll ask them then about like how to fill out the forms for the insurance, and or if they're going to do that and all that kind of stuff, because one of the great things about the clinic in Montreal is that it covers everything. Like, so it'll cover your accommodations and your rides, and so you don't have to worry about any of that. You just have to worry about booking your flight and then getting on your flight there and back. And ideally, honestly, I would like to stay in Montreal for a week, so like 10 days or something, and then just get all of the post-op work done there if I can, instead of having to fly back, because there's some people have been having issues with airlines, and flying back so soon after surgery, that they've kind of like upped things, and you might get turned down for your flight and all this kind of stuff. But honestly, I would rather be just relaxing in a bed and like watching Netflix while I'm in that kind of a state, and have my support person with me for the first like 3 days or something, and then they can go home, and I'll stick it out for another like week or something, just to help with healing, and then I can get myself on a plane and shuffle up to the to the gate, and yeah, that's it. So I've been doing a lot of research into top surgery stuff, so there's a good bit of supplies that I need to pick up. It's just like a couple of like medical things, which I can do another video on once I get that stuff, and then I'll go over like the top surgery supplies, and then like in preparation for the top surgery, I think I'm probably gonna cut out alcohol entirely. I'm starting like a healthier diet to really help with all of that, and I really want to build up my my chest, my pecs, and to help with all of that. Obviously, like I don't smoke, I haven't been smoking or anything like that, so that helps, because I don't want to lose my nipples. That's the thing that happens. And if you're a smoker, you could potentially lose your nipple grafts, and then that's no fun. Yeah, so that's something that I really want to, now it feels real, and I want to make sure that I give myself the best outcome possible. So diet and exercise and getting back to the gym and getting big pecs, and yeah. Another thing with the gym that I wanted to talk about is dysphoria, because that shit fucking sucks. Oh my god. I was at 2 weddings with people who don't know me, who didn't know me before, and the dysphoria this week was like bad. Because I was getting misgendered, because people knew that I was trans, and then were still choosing to, or like they were still saying she, her, and being like, oh, sorry, it's just gonna take me some time, and that really kind of fucks with me actually, because it's like, you didn't know me before, and like if I'm getting misgendered in public, yeah, okay, whatever. But it's like there's such an issue for people with like adjusting to pronouns. It's all about like, and when you think about it, it's all about like your perspective of like how you read someone. Like you're like, oh, I put these things together and automatically assume that they are male or female. Like for those people, non-binary people don't even like exist. Like they just like cannot wrap their head around the they them thing. But like as like a trans person who's like, yep, call me they or he, and it's like people just can't get it. And then every time someone goes, because I've been living this way and living authentically, and in my mind I'm like, yes, I'm male and I have a different name and whatever. And no, I'm not like anywhere near close to being fully transitioned, but I do look more and sound more masculine than I did, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, before I started teen, and before I came out and was like trying to kind of live a life as a woman. But just to be like hit in the face all the time with the wrong pronouns kind of sucks real bad. I also got a suit that was like really really cute, and I wore heels because I wanted to be taller. I took inspiration from Eugene of the Try Guys Met Gala outfit, because he had these like red pump heels and nails and makeup and stuff on, and maybe I couldn't pull it off quite as well because I'm not biologically male or whatever, but I enjoyed wearing the heels. I would continue to wear heels. I had fake nails on too for the first wedding, and it made me way too dysphoric, and so I took them off for the second wedding. Actually, as soon as I got home, I took them off. And I was like, no, it's too hard to go to the bathroom. How do you, like, femme people who like to wear fake nails do that? How do you wear fake nails? I don't understand. Like, I was so limited in what I could do with my hands. It was crazy. And I didn't go like full on makeup or anything like that. Like I just like had a little bit of foundation on, and thickened my eyebrows up and went with it. But yeah, I felt a little, even though I had my suit tailored, which was also an interesting experience because the tailor was like, I don't know how to tailor your suit. It's a man's suit, and you're a woman. And I was like, well, I'm not getting into this, but tailor it like you would for a small man. Do that. And he did, it was nicely tailored and whatever, but I still kind of felt like a butch lesbian in a suit, which wasn't great. It's not who I am. Nothing wrong with butch lesbians, but no man wants to be like, you look like a butch lesbian. Like no man wants to be told that. But yeah, I think I looked pretty good, but I even in a suit I got misgendered. Even with an androgynous name, all that kind of stuff. Still, she, hers flying everywhere. But yeah, that's that. And then the second part is I attempted to go into a men's washroom a couple of times, and in my product, I don't know if we're just like more accepting, or we don't like automatically gender based on like weird criteria so quickly or something. But in my current province, I went into a men's washroom and it was fine. Like no one really looked at me or whatever. But in the women's washroom, it was fine too. And then, but when I went to this other province and then I was in the men's washroom, like some men were like, and then one man who was coming in as I was going out was just like looked, took a step back, looked at the gender marker thing, looked at me, and then was just like didn't know what to do, and then kept going, and I just was like, there's also, you could do like a whole like human behavior study on washrooms and gender. Like, this would be such a good thing for, like, if you're a trans researcher out there and you're like a social scientist and you want to look into like weird dynamics, like study the difference between a men's and a women's washroom. Like, women like chat and they like hang out and laugh and just like hanging out in the bathroom. They're like, oh, I don't have toilet paper. Do you have any over there? You know, that kind of thing. Men's washroom, no eye contact. They don't look at each other. They put their head down. They walk quickly into the stall, or like they're like standing at the urinal, like so very like, we don't talk, we don't interact, and a lot of times they don't wash their hands. I noticed this in both instances. So dudes, that's gross. Wash your hands. We're still in a pandemic. Like, just getting out of it, but like, wash your hands. Even if we weren't in a pandemic, you're going out there shaking hands with people after touching your junk. Gross. And sometimes, and okay, and washing your hands means lathering with soap and water for 20 seconds, because I've seen several people, like, there was like 2 separate men who just turned on the taps, rinsed their hands in water, and then walked out to think and dry them. So strange, so bizarre. Men's washrooms just seem darker, colder, more like weird. So I think I'm gonna try and just go to gender neutral washrooms. Like, we don't have gendered washrooms in our house. And I understand from a safety perspective, but maybe have like a separate family washroom if you're someone who doesn't feel comfortable going into a gender neutral washroom. Like, actually, it's not true. There's a lot of men who are super predatory. I'm not gonna deny that. More so than women, for sure. But like, maybe we should focus on that issue rather than like the segregation of it. Like, stop blaming victims or something. Like, just, yeah. Put blame where it's due. And not all men are shit. Most men are not shit. There's a lot, and it's usually in the older generations and stuff who are kind of like really creepy, and it's really uncomfortable. So those men, stop doing that. I like walk around with my daughter, and creepy old, like, 70-year-old men will be like staring at her, and she's like not even 16 yet. Her birthday's in like a couple of weeks and she'll be 16 then. But stop staring at my daughter's boobs, man. Like, that's so gross. That's an argument for not this video, but yes, it makes sense that women are afraid of men being in the washroom for things like this, because it's such an intimate area. But maybe those men should just like die off or something. I don't know. Get rid of them. We don't need that nonsense like this. This is a whole new relearning thing that we have to do. So yeah, that was weird. And really dysphoria inducing, as was, being misgendered, which we really need to, like, this is why it's so important to use proper pronouns. And I know it might be difficult for you to adjust, but maybe look at how you're gendering men and women. Like, it's like, am I actually, like, you're trans because of people's perceptions. We should just get rid of gender markers altogether. I think it's basically nonsense at this point. causes more issues than it's worth. And yeah, I don't think it really matters, but maybe that's just because I'm trans. But yeah, dysphoria sucks. And it's not that hard to switch over. It's not. You're choosing to stay that way. Absolutely. Like, it's not hard. Take a minute to think before you speak, before you gender people. Yeah. I might just start calling everyone by the opposite gender of what they think, like people like that. And be like, oh yeah, she, and then see how they respond to it. Yeah. Just a little bit on dysphoria. Use proper pronouns, friends, and yeah. Fuck the binary. Bye.